And I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Big Convos. I'm your host Kamalo and this is
Manny.
On today's topic we're talking about mental health. Obviously we're male, so our perspective will be solely on males. Might touch on topics such as the Will Smith incident. We also have a special guest in today. Her name is Crystal. She is here to give her perspective on mental health, trying to give a balance, not just trying to be biased. The main thing I want to mention also is we are not qualified.
It's a conversation. It's a conversation. We're not trying to educate. This is definitely a conversation. And all the opinions that you hear are just our opinions. There ain't no one else's. You know what I mean? Not backed up by anything.
You know, based on experiences.
We have a nice casual week this week.
Yeah.
Casual week, nice and easy. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, without further ado, let's introduce our lovely host.
Yes, bigging up Crystal. And yes, also, yes, writer.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, you got to give what you call
Give
it.
the introduction. Apologies.
Is it, you have to shout over to it. Is it a book that you're writing or a script or is it both?
It's both, actually.
Book and script writer, actress,
yeah,
and
poet,
creative,
and professional.
Yeah, so without further ado, big it up. Crystal.
Welcome. So yeah, let's not
Dilly daddy. Oh, there's got a drink there, innit?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, need no.
That's all to see.
Thank you.
Offense.
Okay.
Alright, sorry.
So yeah, come on, come true.
My eyes with the camera. Anyway, so yeah, obviously we're here to discuss mental health. Brief conversation. I've got a few personal experiences that I've witnessed, might have experienced, that I'd like to touch on. But before we start, let's give an overview of your perception of mental health.
I think it is a taboo topic. Nobody likes to speak about it. It's not something we even talk to about our children. So from young, you kind of taught to not talk about it if you experience it, because no one else ever speaks about it. You never ever end up telling anyone about how you're feeling.
In the house or outside the house or both?
Both. And I think it's something that we need to teach our children, and we need to start speaking about it more often, because everybody will experience mental health at some point in their life, whether it's stress or depression or death, bereavement. We will experience it, and it should be spoken about. Agreed.
You, sir?
Well, in terms of what
your take on perception of mental health.
I think it's similar, innit? It's all the stuff that you go through in life on a day-to-day basis, all the stress that you might have to encounter, work, children, relationships, and all of it becomes and actually just life in general, innit? But it all it becomes compressed, innit? Do you know what I mean? And you've got to deal with it, and not most people, or a lot of people, don't have an outlet to get rid of it, so they just kind of internalize it, and then eventually it leads to some kind of outburst for whatever reason. Do you know what I'm saying? Pressure bust pipe. So obviously, from my perspective, I think I witnessed, when I was a kid, I probably witnessed a lot of people going through mental health dramas, traumas, but we just called it being strong. Do you get me?
Yeah, and I don't think it's right.
We just called it being strong. That's what it was, isn't it? You're just being strong, but ultimately, I don't think it's right either. Do you know what I mean? Because that being strong, when they get older, it's insetting them. So those that don't tuck themselves or die into an early grave, they've got these ways about them, that are cemented in who they are, and they think that's who I am. But it's not who you are. It's the fact that you had all this shit happen to you, and no one told you how, or you didn't know how to deal with it, basically. So you've just kind of coping mechanisms, so they just become part of who you are, and it becomes this behavior that you can't break out of. So it leads to a bag of some of it's minor, and it gets more major to killing yourself, minor to you can't ever have a successful relationship, because do you know what I mean? That's kind of mediocre at levels,
can't accept
right? Can't love, can't accept. Probably at a lesser degree, you're slightly antisocial. Do you get what I'm saying?
Very antisocial.
Or very antisocial, but you can probably fake it. Do you get me? And that's why you get people like sociopaths or whatever. So yeah, mental health, innit? It's one of them
It's a
ones.
deep one,
And
man.
you? What about you?
Me, I was thinking about today. Had a little conversation with my friend today as well about it, and he brought some good points. Whereas for men, it's the outlets. And like before we even get to the outlets, it's from growing up. Taught, don't cry like a girl.
Yes.
Don't basically just don't talk about how you're feeling. You know.
It's not looked on as strong. Is
Nah. And we've got the pressures, not only the pressure we put on ourselves, but the pressure to be a provider, protector. What else is there?
Wow,
Strong.
those are the main ones. innit?
Financial,
Yeah,
everything.
them are the
Literally,
main ones
keep
still.
the house, keep everything going. Be the rock.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
sometimes we don't have a rock of our own,
Yeah.
and we don't talk. So some people don't have a good friend they can trust to talk to.
True.
That must be painful.
I do think it starts in childhood. You are right. I think I've been guilty of doing that growing
Yeah.
up with my little boy, when he was younger. And the whole family used to do it, oh, don't act like a girl and don't cry like a girl. And now, I think having gone through certain things myself, it's changed the way I parent. And now I'm like, be yourself. If you want to cry, cry. If you're angry, say that you're angry. Don't just keep it inside. It's no good. It is no good.
Do you have a good network, friend circle that you can open up to, be yourself?
I do. I definitely do. But I feel like I didn't believe that coming up, like growing up, and even a few years ago. And it's not that they did anything wrong. It was just me. And I just felt like, especially when I was younger, because I had certain things going on in my life growing up, and I didn't live with my parents. I lived with my grandma. And it wasn't a conversation that I ever brought up or ever even tried to open up to my friends about it. And I know I could have, I just didn't. I think I felt like they wouldn't know what to do or say. Anyway, we were young. Do you know what I mean? We were at school.
So who did you talk to?
No one.
Religious?
No.
No God conversations?
No.
So just bottled it all up inside?
Just bottled it. I bottled everything I've ever been through until 2017.
And how did that feel up to 2017?
There's times where you're miserable. You're just unhappy.
What happened in 2017?
Or
should we wheel and come back to that one?
Like I say, we're gonna get to the.
No.
I'm still on 2009 right now.
So we wheel and come back to that one. No, because you said it's in 2017. I'm like, oh.
Sometimes, how did it feel? You get me?
Yeah, true story.
Was there anything?
Man thinks he's Dr. Phil, but it's all good. Go on, Dr. Phil.
I know I'm Dr. Phil.
I hear you, man. Man said we ain't professionals like it.
I'm Dr. Brill.
Man just took on the professional soda one time. Fair play to my G. Hold that. Fair play. Hey, you can't leave me hanging, bro.
choking.
What's more important?
He's choking. Are you alright?
Yes, thank you.
I'll leave that shit in.
You're trying to kill me. Dr. Phil, you know. So how did that make you feel?
That was true, though, innit? Man said we're not professionals, but I mean, you're bare Dr.
Not
Phil.
professional,
Nah,
but
you're
you know
doing good, bro.
what it
You're doing
is,
good, bro.
yeah?
Nah, you're doing
You
good.
know what it is,
Bro, you're
bro.
doing good.
It's conversations, and you know
True
what?
stories. I'm gonna come for you for some of these Dr. Phil treatments.
As we said in that last episode, before you can seek to be understood,
seek to
you have
understand.
to seek to understand.
Amen.
Yeah.
And we only can understand by asking
the questions.
non-intrusive questions.
That's
Do you
real
know what I
shit,
mean?
real shit. You're right, sorry, real talk.
So, okay, train of thought's kind of gone down the drain.
How did it make you feel?
How did it make you feel? Yes, how did it make you feel?
I was unhappy for years, many years, until I went to get help.
Okay.
Professional
and then
help.
it changed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, sorry. I'm glad you said that. I don't want to keep
Can we
talking
talk about
all day.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, before we talk about your experience, I had a similar experience as well, where I had some
Professional help.
professional help once in my life.
Wicked and bad. We can talk about.
We can talk about that as well.
Okay.
But what I wanted to mention was that's not common in the community.
It's
That's,
not.
what this is why.
Do you get me?
It's not. I
Like,
mean,
but you
even
know
when
why?
I used to do it, I
You
kept
know why?
it quiet.
That's
I
what-
kept it quiet
what was
because
you-
people
what did you
don't
call-
speak about
What
it.
did you call it? Taboo, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the stigma, because you see, you go, especially when you say that professional help, people automatically, you've lost your marbles in it.
People
Gone
think
mad.
you're mad.
You're
That's
gone
what they
mad.
think
Mad.
counts.
Yeah,
They get it mixed up. They
that's
get
the-
it mixed
Don't
up.
see as
And
how.
you know what that is
Yeah.
as well? That's part of the culture, the passer culture, because everything's gossip in it. Rather than you've just gone to get help and that's all it is, you've just gone to get help.
Like gone to the doctors.
You've lost your head.
Yeah.
No, as soon as you mention mental health,
Yeah.
people look on it as you're mad.
Next thing you
you're
hear is all
crazy,
saints.
you're
Remember all
insane.
saints?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, my nan used to say that. So you can't mention these things.
can't.
But
say
I
it,
I
have
think it's lack
started
of
to.
understanding, though, you know.
It is. It
It's
definitely
100%.
is.
Because
It's ignorance.
clueless about it.
It's
Yeah,
ignorance.
ignorance.
It's
It's
ignorance,
just
bro.
literally just throw their fears at you.
Yeah. I said it to someone once. So after I'd started going to therapy, counselling, I said it to, I won't mention any names, but I said it to someone that I know, and she was very offended. And that's how I knew that there is a lack of understanding.
When you say you
What, that
said
you
it
went?
to that you went,
When I
Or do you
said
say
that,
that she
that
should
I
perhaps
think
go?
you should go, you could
Oh,
benefit from it. She
okay.
was pissed.
did you tell her that you'd gone?
I did,
So
but
you
by
started-
then she was
you
already
knew-
angry. I don't think she was hearing
What was going
the
on?
rest of what I was trying to say. When I was trying to say, I also go to therapy. It's brilliant. I'll
Yeah,
recommend it to
yeah.
everybody. And she was pissed. She was offended. She was not happy. So I know
Stigma.
that people don't understand what it is.
Stigma.
The stiggy. You get me?
And I've even
It's
said
like-
it to others, and they've said, I'm not having someone tell me how to live my life, especially if we're not from the same race. And I'm like,
That's a bit
not
crazy.
what it
That's
is.
mad, innit?
That's not what it is.
and it's
they
not at
don't
all.
understand.
It's
They
not
don't
at all.
understand.
See, my experience was for anger at the
Okay.
time, and I went with the same attitude. Like, this person ain't gonna help me. They can't do nothing for me. And I went there, and it's only like on the 4th session I realized I've cured myself. She asked me the right questions.
That's right.
She's literally helped me talk it through myself.
Yes, that's what they
And
do.
I've had like 6 sessions, and I said, I don't need no more. I'm done. I'm cured.
Yeah.
Didn't go back again.
Yeah,
Ain't
because we have so
an
much in our mind,
outburst
don't we?
again.
It's jumbled up in our mind.
jumbled
and
up.
We can't break it all down.
Do you know how
so
I-
they ask you the right questions.
right
and You
questions.
answer it. The answers are always within, but
Always.
sometimes you need help.
The
And
way
there's nothing wrong with it.
the way I explained it to the woman was, it was like everything in my brain was like spaghetti in a bowl all mixed up,
Yeah,
and she's helped me get them and put them in lines,
Yeah.
all in order,
yeah,
all nice. I can see everything. It's,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's how I felt actually when, when it just suddenly clicks and you're like, no way, how come I couldn't figure it out myself? You just needed that help.
And you know what, because you're in it, you can
Yeah.
so consumed. You
Yeah.
haven't got a bird's eye view to realize
Yeah.
and look and say, it's not as bad as I think it is.
Yeah,
Or I'm focusing so much on one thing, I can't let it go. You know.
yeah. I think that's how it was for me. So when I went in 2017, it was an abusive relationship that made me think, I need to go and get some help. I weren't happy, and I felt like if I continued the way that I was, me knowing me, I would never want to be alive for that long, feeling the way how I felt. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I thought, okay, I'm gonna go and get some help because that's drastic, and that's gotta be the last thing. That can't be the answer to what I'm going through. Do you know what I mean? I have to try before I think to go down that route. So I went to go and get the help, and when I did, it moved past the relationship, and then it went into childhood and what had made so many decisions throughout my life, and then that's where I started getting answers to things I'd never even really thought about.
Decisions as well.
Yeah.
We can go into that because I spoke to someone yesterday. I won't say no names. I don't want you to carry on that in it. But because you've said what you've said, yeah, it allows us to go into that thing, that the popular thing that's been popping off this week on the internet. Will Smith. Yeah. Right. But don't forget, go back to your mental health, what you went through and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally, what's your take on that, bro?
My take on that is there could be some mental health issues.
Definitely, I think so.
There could be some, what's that word we keep using? Demasculine.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
The day after her 37th birthday, I hired a team to orchestrate her 40th birthday. I had hired a documentary team. I traced Mommy's family roots, her 40th birthday was going to be my thing.
It was going to be a splash.
It was going to be a splash. Mary J.
Definitely was a
Blige.
splash.
Mary J. Blige performed. I debuted the film, all of that. It was going to be the thing that lifted her out of this midlife crisis, and it was going to be my deepest, most beautiful proclamation of love. And she's told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego.
Ooh.
Crushed, right?
The masculinity.
Where he's been emasculated.
Yes. And this was when we first started. This was talking about the men becoming women. I believe, he should have said to her, if she had given some look or said anything, he should have been a man and said, "Listen, man, it's a joke. Stop being silly."
Yeah.
Big talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Not shut up or nothing, but just
Yes,
stop being silly, man.
That's why part of me couldn't believe it was real, because I thought, you're laughing, it's funny
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah, of course.
And then it took for you to look at your wife, see she's unhappy, to
They
get
get
up
angry.
and do that.
They've got
And
to
I
prove
just
himself.
think that situation
He's consistent.
had nothing to do with what's really going on. Like, do you know what I mean?
Trust me.
That's just the straw that broke the camel's
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah,
That's
of
it.
course,
Because something else has obviously gone on for him to get up and.
He didn't want that
Do you know
car
what I
drive
mean?
home. He don't be reminded again that he's a yellow belly.
And the thing is, he's not, is he? And I don't know about like he is, but I'm just saying for what he did, that's not yellow. For not
What he
for
did
for
doesn't make him a man.
For not, that, if
Slapping
anything,
him.
that was more yellow belly.
One
than
slap,
that.
right,
That was-
and then turning around
it
and
wasn't
walking
even.
off.
It wasn't even a man slap. Bro.
Nah, man.
It was a Vogue slap. Come on, Vogue. You
Trust
get me?
me.
It was dead, but putting the slap to the side, looking at the mental health aspect of things. So my take, we had to talk about this the other day, and you jumped in it real black, because obviously I want to say as well, when I first watched this thing, I only saw the first part where he slapped him. So me, I think this is a joke. I'm thinking stage slap in the chest. It didn't look real. If you slap someone, like I don't know. Like, man's more likely to punch someone, but if you slap, you're probably going to slap in a way.
Why
Like
would
a man,
he
you're going to
slap
follow
as well?
through, bro. He's probably going to fall down. Do you get what I'm saying? to you?
Turn around and fix his jacket.
Not
and
fix his
turn
jacket,
around.
you
It's
get
like
me?
pouring a drink like
It's
a woman.
madness. Is
Pour a drink, pour a pint on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a joke.
I mean-
I thought it was a joke. Wasn't until someone sent me the next one and he said, "Kate, my wife's name out you." I thought, bro, it's actually must be real, then, isn't it? Because ultimately, this is looking like breakdown behavior to the point where Lupita behind him was looking at him thinking,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, what
do you
the
get me?
hell?
His missus didn't even bat an eyelid. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's when I realised potentially maybe it's real. But for me, the reason why he did it is going back to her sleeping with her son's August.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And why would she do
And
that?
that's why would you do this?
Does she love Will? Does she love Will?
Of course she
This
doesn't.
ain't- This ain't about them
And so,
and
and
their
this
love
the
and
thing. Let me
whatnot,
just say
you know.
this as well, yeah, right? Because this is what I'm saying to you. Like, this is a bigger conversation. Like, obviously, it seems like a very basic conversation because you mentioned it, but it's not, because it's got about toxic masculinity, but also toxic femininity. And the toxic feminine here is Jada. And I see, and you know what? Some women, thankfully, the women that are close to me, we spoke about this, and for the most part, I think 90% of them were in agreement that he shouldn't have done it. But I'm hearing some of them, and I feel like this is probably not toxic femininity, but this is where mental health comes in, and some of the traumas that they've maybe faced. Bearing in mind, man's not adopted, this is my opinion. But the intelligent women that said to me, he's defending his girl. I think you're intelligent. How could you say that? How could you say?
And it can be seen as defending
No, it
because
can be
she's
seen.
got
But Cam,
alopecia.
no, listen, no, Cam,
and
hold
he
on.
said
Listen,
some
no, hold on, Cam.
disrespectful
Yeah, hold
words
on,
to
Cam.
her.
No, this is what I'm saying. We can do all that, yeah, and we can get into that as well. But my man is a comedian. I've gone to comedy shows.
And he's dissing
Man said,
more
look at the
people.
black geezer in the front. You really dark. Yeah, Chinese geek. Can you see it? Whatever. Do you
You
get what I'm
get
saying?
roasted, you get
Deaf
roasted.
people, blind people,
Yeah,
none of
expected,
us.
that's expected.
Nobody
No
bats
one's
an
safe.
eyelid.
Nobody's
bats an-
safe.
You don't slap him. You don't
Nobody,
go for
right?
slap.
Okay.
You
No
don't
one's
go
safe.
slap.
No one bats an eyelid. Do you get
Just
me?
laugh your ass off.
Just laugh your ass off because that's where you are. You know, you step into that arena, you know that anything can happen in it. Yeah. If I'm with a girl, you know you're with a girl, and sometimes a man might try whistle at your girl or whatever. Early years, you might get a bit militant in it. The right girl for me, right, is the girl saying, "What you doing?" Try to stop you in it.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? No, yeah, go
Yes.
on. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not for me. That's
Yeah.
even though I've done it and I've ignored sometimes and I've gone on to physically put my hands on. If you know what I mean. And it's, as I got older, I've said, bro, like, do you get what I'm saying to you? But he's a big ass man, so he knows better. Should know better. You get what I'm saying to you? So there is no excuse for what he done. You are at the Oscars. You get me? You're supposed to hold yourself to a higher standard.
role model.
You're a role model. You don't rap about flipping chefing man down. You've never been a gangster rapper. You've always been a
don't light it.
Don't light it. It's for the look. You get what I'm saying to you? I'm saying to you, bro. So you know your role. He was laughing.
He was laughing.
Right, as you should do. No one batted an eyelid because he was laughing. She rolled her eyes, and even then, you know, that's why again, you know, it's mental health because her rolling her eyes don't mean go and slap the man.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It just means, oh, this dickhead.
I tell you what,
You get me?
I tell you what. Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this for a second. But you know the power of a woman rolling her eyes.
Oh, come on.
The power, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think you know
I don't.
how it can destroy a man, you know.
Obviously, I'm not aware.
She is now,
You
innit?
destroyed about 50,000 men.
Wow.
With the roll of
Probably.
Listen.
Does it mean anything
dismissive.
to me? Yeah, it's just
no,
dismissive.
but that's for real though. He's took it as like it's dismissive, like you ain't shit. And,
But that's where he is.
and that's where he is, and he's
You
always
get me?
been there.
It's
Wait,
in his uplifting, not
Do you know what I
making you feel
think
like
it is?
before-
It's
and it's
because
before
the
that-
affair was so public, man.
Yeah.
And not even just that, it's your son's friend.
Friends.
No.
That's what that was the
that
criminal.
is
That's the crime.
Disrespectful.
That's the crime.
Because apparently, and I don't know
They have
them, so
open,
I don't
isn't
know.
it?
Yes.
They have an open relationship,
Apparently,
yeah.
it's open relationships, and I've never heard Will with any woman.
And that's fine. No, I've heard of
I
it.
never have, and even if we did, yeah, I guarantee it's not going to
Nah,
be Willow's
she's
budget.
she's
It's not.
it's
It's not going to be Willow's
It's been.
budget.
It's supposed to be. It's
Disgusting
supposed to be
shit.
Mark
I don't
Anthony and
respect it.
J Lo. Yeah, was one of the rumors, in it, that they was doing double ups with Mark. But that's adult shit. So if you want to do that, it's your business. But you should have rules and say you're not going to sleep with your sons. Bridget.
That
And on
shouldn't
top of
need
that,
to be
before that,
said.
shouldn't need to be said. And before that, shouldn't need to be said. And before that,
Nah.
though, even before that, there's all that shit with Tupac. Like he's the love of my life. And
Willow
they
wrote
never
a letter to him.
Did
Did
she?
you hear about that one?
Nah,
Yeah.
we don't want
Come
to do
back,
that.
my mama misses
Yeah,
you.
she wasn't even born. She wrote it when she was about 7, I think.
D.
So I'm saying.
But you know what it is for me? All them. All right then. Are you gonna want to have an open relationship? You're married.
That means I don't want
But
to
you
be
can't
married
ask-
anymore.
Thank you.
That
Why
means
would
it's
you do
over.
that?
If I want to sleep with
why
other
would you-
people,
Why would you want to
the
do
marriage
that?
is over
And why?
because
See,
you made vows. You're breaking the vows, so. The
Oh,
marriage
that's
is
true,
over.
you know.
You
But then
made
that's what I'm
vows.
saying, though. But you know what? Different. I mean, look here. Do the vows say that they can't do that? Because from when they did that, even when I wasn't even as worldly as I didn't give a shit. That's your business. Do you get me? You know, some
I'm
people go
not
to
talking
swingers
about the
parties.
vows- the
Look,
vows
people
side.
go swingers parties, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been doing it since the beginning of time.
And having a great time.
And having a great time and carrying
Doing
on
it together as a
doing it
couple.
together as a couple. They probably do it as a couple.
Different strokes.
Yeah,
It's like that
different
video
strokes,
earlier,
right.
the mum and daughter watching sex videos. It works for them.
What video?
Sex tapes.
There's a
They
video.
read their own
the
sex
mother
tapes
and
each.
daughter watch each other's sex tapes.
Wow. It's a bit mad.
Different
Still.
strokes.
It's a bit mad in it, really, literally.
Mate, it's a
No
bit
pun
mad.
It's the world we're
intended.
living
Different
in.
type of strokes, but yeah.
And coming back to the mental health, yeah, Will Smith, because I don't know too much about it. I ain't really got into it, but I believe where he is, it's a lonely place. Imagine, yeah, like you
100%,
said,
yeah, of
his
course
whole
it must be.
life, his
It's out there.
entanglement
Yeah.
was all
Everything.
out there.
And she brought him to the red table to embarrass him, like
Yeah.
make him feel like
Yeah.
he done something
That's why
wrong.
he needs to man up
he
and
done
say
some-
no.
That's what he should have done. He
Say
shoulda-
no, I'm
look,
not
He should
going.
have badded her. No, he should have. I
Simple.
would have badded her up at the red table.
I wouldn't be
Do you
going
know what was
nowhere.
there? What are you doing? You're gonna give it a
Oi,
pimp hand.
put that hand down.
Pimp hand waist. You're gonna give it a pimp iceberg slim.
I'm scratching my tongue.
Yo, I can't remember.
That's got
Yeah, you know, iceberg slim that. Now, but the reality is, yeah, like, don't condone it.
Nah, never.
But she is taking
Come on,
the
man.
absolute piss.
If you're gonna, then
There's a time in it.
time,
There's never
man.
gonna be a time. You sleep with someone, yeah, right? Your son's bridging. You bring me onto your show to talk about it. I try to bring it to you. You make me feel bad because what you did. So somehow you violated and it's my fault. Then I start bawling.
For me
The
being a
world
nice
turns
guy.
me into a meme, like a dickhead. And that's all there is to it. I'm just a dickhead who's got a meme.
Basically.
Snoop Dogg having a field day. Snoop just keeps taking a piece, bro. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And then after that happened, she's made him do it again. This time he's bawling on the Oscars. So all he is now is a man who balls. So you got Tupac on one hand, yeah. What did Tupac call himself? I love Tupac as well. He's a revolutionary.
Yeah,
You got a revolutionary on
Tupac
one
is my
man,
husband.
son of a panther, yeah,
love him.
son of a fucking panthers,
know.
yeah. And you
Yeah.
got this man who
Yeah.
cries all the
Yeah.
time. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
crying again because we talk about toxic men. Nothing wrong with it. But she's the one who's bullying him. It's like that's his playground bully. Or as someone actually correctly called her
husband.
handler. She's his handler. Do you get me? And
That's
then after
how it looks from
that's
this
how it looks
side
how we
at the
see.
border.
Do you get me? And then she's
I
there
think
talking
he's
about it's a
too
time for healing.
Nice. He's too nice to her.
Why? So
And
she's,
obviously that's the problem.
But
Because
how
when
can you be
women
too
were
nice?
growing up,
How can
yeah,
you be
I'm not
too nice?
telling you, yeah, there's the bad boy and then there's the good guy.
Yeah.
And he's nice.
These films
And when
called
we're
Bad Boys
younger,
as well,
yeah,
ironically.
we're not into them for some reason. I was
good
sitting
guys.
thinking about that the other day, yeah?
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. It's just more exciting. It's just more
It's more
exciting.
exciting.
It is. It's more exciting. However,
Doing what?
it
Doing
puts
what?
so much stress dating those guys. It's
what's
wrong.
it? Come on.
Exciting in what way? Because I
prison
honestly
visits
would like to know.
outside.
It's coming
Prison
like
visits.
yeah.
Get pat down.
Sniffer dogs.
Sniffer dogs.
Yeah, it's great.
I look
Shit
back at it
yourself.
now and I
Especially
can't
when they got
see
carried
why it
something
was
in.
attractive.
Come on.
They got carried something, the heart's beating.
Yeah.
I would never
double
get
pull up,
mad.
double pull up, bro.
You
That's gone a step
always
too
was
far.
less. You didn't.
Go
It
on.
wasn't
You know
that.
what
I'll
it
just
is,
be
yeah.
girlfriend.
Wasn't that
You
exciting.
know what
But it's
boring?
exciting.
You know what the
Yeah.
boring, the
Yeah.
good guy, yeah. The good guy is not boring, you know. It's like sometimes a man will say, his woman's kind of soft in the bedroom. It's not her, you know.
boring.
He ain't brought it out in there.
You know, yeah, true.
That's what it
Oh,
is.
that's another
You
conversation
get
for
me?
another
So-
time. You know,
Wow.
we talking about. You wasn't even that part of that conversation,
Which
was you? You was. Crystal wasn't though. Our bridging. You used that in the conversation with actually, yeah, long thing in it. That I should talk about that conversation.
Okay,
Skip it,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But the boring factor, yeah.
So it comes like the man, yeah, because you already assume he's boring, you know. You ain't even, like you said earlier, you want adventure, you want this. If you come with that, that's in him. But we're going.
I think I know that now. But not when I was younger.
We're going
I
with
like the whole spontaneous life with the bad boy back in the day. Definitely.
Bad boys.
Definitely.
I understand what she's saying though.
Yeah.
I understand.
But the thing is
'Cause
spontaneous.
most girls was on that same.
But it's,
Most of us have done
yeah,
it.
thinking
Most
now,
girls
not
are
thinking
small.
15, 20 years down the road.
Not now. I can't. I don't know.
I don't
I don't.
I had your
wanna know.
fun, huh?
If that's what you want to call it.
Had your fair
I
share.
feel like it leads to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It leads to hurt. There's
It's a
loads
road,
of other
innit?
girls.
It's a road, yeah.
Yeah, even if you're the number one, there's still 11 others.
11, you know.
There's 11 others.
Oh,
So wait, say my question here. Obviously, where does man
There's
get
jail.
time then? How's the 11? How's that running? What's the rota?
Don't know.
11.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not interested in that lifestyle. And even those
You
guys,
said just
they
party,
suffer from. I know, but that was years ago. Not
Okay.
now.
No, but I'm saying,
Now.
when I say when in that time, if there was argument's sake 11, what does that look like for everyone else?
once a week.
Once a week. There's not 11 days in a
Oh,
week,
no,
bro.
no.
Some,
I never understood it myself. I
Mad
never
thing.
ever understood how one part
Some
in
girls are
particular
playing Fortnite.
was seeing other women because
So-
I've seen him all the time.
Let's
So
see, I'm telling you, some girls are playing Fortnite.
I'm
Some
not
play-
bothered by
play
it now
monthly.
though. I don't care. That's in the past.
You get
But
me?
those guys suffer from a lot of trauma.
but it's what
Dating them.
I was just
They
about
do,
to say.
They do. They have loads of mental
This
health.
comes straight back
Let's
to
get back
mental
into
health.
that. Let's get
Honest
into
to
that.
God,
back.
and I can say because I've dated them, I'm
And-
telling you, loads of mental health.
Like what?
Lots of like insecurities, anxiety, depression, PTSD. There's loads going on. with them.
PTSD,
They need
major
help.
one, big one.
They need
I
help.
think
Big
PTSD is a big one,
It's
especially like for the
massive.
road life thing, because
It's
obviously
massive.
it's not normal. I was talking to someone the other day, and I ain't saying no names, yeah, but I was talking to someone the other day, and they was telling me obviously they had a little beef with their missus. And the funny thing is, I understand as well. As much as I understand that his mental health is at play, I understand his missus's mental health is at play. Except for what he did was probably a bit more dramatic because it's like this learned behavior. So he knows who he is, innit? But more time, whenever he gets into anything here, he's got an ability to smash things. He smashes. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, he smashes stuff. So obviously the girls that he gets with, they probably see this behavior with him. So when he has beef with these girls, what tends to happen is scratch up his car, stab up his tires,
Imitate it.
smash up his, because they know that he responds to that type of thing. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Right? But then he can't understand. Oh God, you just smashed my. I'm thinking, but bro,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
what's gonna happen. Because what you're showing up the female, but then on the female side of things, what they do, their trauma and their mental health is from, you know, sometimes as well. Because say a man's doing nothing wrong and it's going well, they can't understand that.
Bring the drama.
Because they need the drama. So because there's no drama now, they got to bring the drama. So they start searching for stuff that ain't
Creating
there,
drama.
creating
Why
drama.
not? What's wrong with those nice
They
peaceful
can't
life,
handle it
bro?
because it doesn't make sense.
What's wrong with just
Because
peace?
it don't make
Happiness?
sense.
They're not used to it.
They're
And
not
that's
used to it,
not
and
what they
even
know.
from childhood, though, some cases, Nick, because they've probably seen that same little mayhems and that.
Some women,
in
you
the
don't
home.
give them a good, nice, good little black eye, bro. You don't love them.
Do you know what I'm saying? I know.
Stop.
It's mad.
And,
it's
and
true.
that in itself,
And that's
as
I'm
much
not,
as-
that's
not so
mental
much
health is
anymore.
mental
Mental
health.
health, not so much now. But I remember before, like girls would say, "No, but I know he loves me, though." I'm like, "How do you know?" Because when he gets angry, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
It goes
"Huh?"
mad.
You get me? It goes mad, and
They've actually said
and then
that.
yes,
Yeah,
and then
that's
afterwards,
love.
obviously, after he's done giving her the
Yeah,
word,
yeah,
he'll give her the word.
Let's on camera.
You get me? Work and the work. Do you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Get
So that's
back out
real.
there,
Get
love.
back out there, and that's. Okay. Man, you killed it there. That was deep. I heard it.
I thought the joke was carrying.
Nah, that was deep, bro. I shouldn't even laughing. Shouldn't even
You know
laughing.
when they go.
Yeah, that was cold. You know the room goes, the crickets. It's like, nah, you took it too far,
I
bro.
can't believe what you're saying. But do you know what? I can believe it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when I dated this guy before, no names,
Mm-hmm.
the one with the domestic. There's times where he smashed up my car, and I mean smashed up my car, crashed into it, and all
No,
kinds
that-
of
yeah,
mad
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And he would say
See what you made me
that
do?
he does it because
I love you.
because I love you, and if I didn't care, I wouldn't do it.
And you know, in his mind, he probably genuinely believes that.
I thought it was the
And
craziest
this
thing I've
and
ever
this is the
heard
thing,
in
innit?
my
Like,
life.
they need
you
to
know?
listen to Chris Rea, because at the end of the day, someone needs to tell them what love is, because love's not that, innit? But
Yeah.
if you grow up here and violence is part of what you see here, and then you see the breakups and you see the makeups and that, learn behaviour in it, so you
So
start to
straight
think it's
away.
normal.
I
Straight
don't
away,
know
think it's
if it
normal.
was
Think
in
it's
his
I love an
in his
argument that
household.
shake you up, and then whether it dinner laughing and joking.
Nah.
If that's what you've seen. And I was having that same conversation he was having yesterday, because I'm not in this no name.
Oh, you're the same.
It was absolutely
You're too much. You're too much.
It was
Yeah,
some
no
outfit. But
names.
anyway, men's real inner strength, is the self-help.
Yeah.
Picking yourself up.
Yeah.
That's real strength, talking about it. And not only that, how the thought's gone.
Men's real strength is self-help, picking yourself up.
That was it. Sometimes we try to self-help, medicate ourselves. That's where
Yeah.
drink and drugs come into
Yeah.
it. Do you see what I mean?
I think the real power
Even
for
porn,
any
holy
individual,
things.
but especially a man then, because they don't like to speak about how they feel, is to actually say, I need help, or to even go and get the help. That takes real strength. Real
And who do you
strength.
say that to?
Anyone who you feel like you can talk to. It could be a
You
doctor.
can trust. Yeah, true.
I mean,
true,
you could go online now.
True, very true.
It can be virtual. It could be a counsellor, a therapist, whatever. It could be your wife, your girl, whoever you feel like. Because if you came to me, if my man came to me and said he needs help, I'm not the one to help you, but I'm going to find someone who can help you.
Alright, and that's got nice to hear, because some women might be in a situation where it's like, I can't even handle this shit right now.
And they might not be able to. You've got so much going on in your own life, but I also think that when you go on the journey of healing, it's not for you and your mates or you and your wife even, because her journey's hers and yours is yours. You need to go and get the help where you've got the space to be yourself and speak about whatever it is you want to speak about. The issue might be your wife. She doesn't need to be there.
True.
She can sit outside so that when you
It's
come
true.
out, you've got
Yeah,
that,
for real.
you've got
It's
that
true, you know,
support
could well
network
be.
if you need. But that space should be your own to talk about whatever you need to.
And you can only do it alone anyway.
You can only do it alone, and in the first session, you might not say a word. I've had 3 before I went to the counsellor that I went to in the end, and I just didn't gel with them. I just didn't really say much to them. But then I met this guy, Otis. He's amazing.
Shout out Otis.
Shout out to Otis, he's amazing.
Man, like Otis getting the plug out,
Yeah, man.
Mm.
And that's who I kind of gelled with. I built up a rapport with them, and I can talk about whatever now. And
Yeah.
I've been with him for years.
So then, what was you going to say?
Now go.
I was going to say, so then obviously getting back to the experience, then what do you want to say, like in terms of, because we talk about men and everything else in it. For you then, what was your situation like when you had your...
Well, before we go there, sorry, because we touched on pressures that men hold. What pressures do women hold
Yeah, true stories.
that can lead to mental health?
I think
Men
for
for a
me, being with the wrong person,
Gangsters.
that nearly, I might not have been here if I'd stayed with that man. Seriously, either he would have taught me or I would have done it. I don't know. So being with the wrong person can be detrimental, definitely. Sometimes being a single mom, when you're having to do everything by yourself, so you've got the financial pressure, you've got to run the household, you've got to get baby from nursery or school, you've got to deal with illnesses, so then you can't go to work. Do you know what I mean? There's so
No
much on
social
top of
life.
you. No social life. You don't get to be
No
yourself.
adult company.
You're just your mum and your dad.
Nothing.
You're everything all in one, and it's no good. If you don't have a strong head,
How does it make you feel
hard.
like throwing it all away then?
No, now
grit
at
your
this
teeth.
age, I know that there is nothing out there, so I'm very content with being at home. But I also know that I can phone my brother, I can phone my sister, I can call my mom, and say, I'm going to Northampton with Manny. The kid's coming to yours, and I'm off. I've got a good support network, so I'm very grateful. They're not always available, but when I've needed them to be available, when I've actually spoke up, they're there. There's times where I haven't spoken up.
Isn't it, for real?
I've not spoken up at times.
And that's a good point, because a lot of times, yeah, without knowing, people burn bridges as well.
Oh yeah.
So through burning,
But
you
that's
can't go
that's
for
another
that.
thing with that damn
Yeah.
for the mental health will make. I seen it in the older generation because it's like you see,
No one knows
not to
what
knock,
it is. Everyone
not
just
to knock an older
push them
generation
away.
thing, but you know, because they're set in their ways. You know, when something happens that they don't understand,
Yeah.
they think that whatever person is trash. So straight away, the first thing they just throw that person to the side. When sometimes you're just not hearing what you want to
It's a
hear.
cry for help.
You got
Yeah.
sometimes you got to, you know, sometimes I might tell you something you don't want to hear, but
Yeah,
it might be
yeah,
the truth
yeah,
in it.
yeah, of course.
Do you get me? But if I'm just ignorant to hearing,
Yeah.
that's why certain people that
ego
talk
and
to me,
pride again.
right? Some certain people that will call me now were known for their arrogance and ego previously. So when I used to talk to them, it just goes in one ear and out the next thing. Didn't want to know. Now they would deliberately say, "Oh, what do you reckon?" And they'll be more perceptive to it, yeah, because they know that they've got rid of not all. Probably not. No one probably ever gets rid of their entire ego, but they realise before I couldn't hear it because I was in my ego. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But some of the older generation, when they get in their ego, they don't want to hear nothing from nobody. You get me? Because they're stuck in their ways. So we do burn bridges just because we don't want to hear. We only want to hear what we want to hear. So unless whoever's talking to us is echoing our bullshit, which in so many of us are in the same mental health ball anyway, of coming through the same shit. Yeah,
Same
same experiences. So you know what I mean. So I just don't want you to tell me now you need to sort your shit out. But you say, nah, it's because of them. You know what I'm saying?
Or it's like if I come and say, I think you need to sort A, B, and C.
Yeah.
I think you need to slow down on this and that.
Yeah.
Who you should tell me you need to do this and that and that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Instead of saying, wait, have they got a point?
Have they got a point? Yeah.
You know,
maybe I do need. Maybe I'm moving too fast.
Maybe the truth hurts.
Yeah, the truth hurts.
You know,
That's why I like my circle. They won't tell me what I want to hear. It will be what I need to hear. So if it's good and I like it, well, that means it's true. But if I don't like it, well, that's also true, and that means I've got work to do.
And it's
I
about
like my circle.
doing that work.
Yeah.
how do you? All right, then let me ask you some questions and fire questions. Off camera, are you going through a lot of pressures?
Pressures in
Life.
I have done.
Yeah.
I have done. Not so much now, but I have actually still. Yeah, still actually. Yeah.
How do you manage?
I breathe.
Yeah, that's a good way.
A bit of meditation. I breathe.
And what does that do for you?
For a start, it slows your heart rate in it. So obviously, this feeling of you know, when everything's getting on top of that, yeah, and you're not breathing, everything feels like tight. Do you get me?
and your
It
heart
feels
is
tight, and
straight.
you feel like you're in the middle of a scrap. Do you know what I mean? You just have to realize it's not no scrap. Yeah, it's gonna be what it is. If it's gonna fall down, it's gonna fall down. If it's not, then it's not. And I'm just gonna do what I need to do, and with the view that nothing's falling down. I control what's going on. And also recently, I say recently, it's not really been that recent, it's been quite a few years, but more recently as things have got more intense, I look at these pressures and stresses as challenges. It's like a computer game in it to overcome it. Do you know what I mean? So I have fun. I have fun in the process of like, this has come up now. If I can get through it, you get me? And it might start, you're like, I don't want to do this, but like I just go through it and I do it and I get it done. And then when I get it done, I look back and think, that could have stopped me. It almost did.
Okay.
So yeah.
What's your lowest point in life been?
I don't know if I know my lowest point. I have to think about that because I don't think I've got a lowest point.
That's
Do you get
good to
me?
hear.
I don't know it because there's some things like obviously my dad died recently, innit? But then there's been other things in life here that have actually caused me more stress. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
So the point. The point to that question is, how did you overcome that stress?
I think the resilience of just being me, coming from where we come from.
So it comes back again to being strong.
Yeah, but yeah,
to
being strong. Yeah, but
circle.
you know the difference is not strong like how they were strong because they ignored shit. I didn't ignore my pain. Do you get me? I know what my pain was. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I knew it, but I worked through it. Some of the things, like things that I ain't saying certain things I ain't never saying on camera. Do you know what I'm saying? You understand why? But bro, I got through it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying to you? I got through it and actually had memorable experiences of going through it. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not that I ignored it. I embraced it. I embraced my fear. Knew that I was scared. Made a plan in my head. this is what's gonna happen if that happens. If it does happen,
So you plan. You didn't just let it
I
happen.
just let it happen.
You didn't get rolled
that's one thing.
over.
I never get rolled over. I'm always a part of it. I'm always involved.
After these questions, I've got a main point,
Yeah, okay,
and
cool.
at the moment,
That's
my
cool.
point is coming
Okay,
nicely. So, how do you manage your stress in life?
Meditation, jogging, walks. Sometimes I'll take a day off and just be in my bed and plan my next moves.
Do you have days, or have you had days where you don't want to get out of bed? 'Cause first,
Oh yeah.
do you see? I don't believe in depression. You know, I think it's a man-made
No,
word.
no. I have to disagree. So,
Go on.
was it 20? Oh, I think it's 2017 again. 2017 or
2017 was
2018.
a bad year. Really.
Mate, it was rough, man.
It's a bad old year.
Do you know what? I'm glad I can laugh about it now because it wasn't funny at the time.
Bad old year.
And this is why I can say depression is it's not man-made.
That's
It's,
my 2012. But anyway,
I was in my bed and I didn't get out of my bed for a long time.
But couldn't that, instead of depression, couldn't we use you operating at a low frequency?
But then isn't that like the mental health thing? That's why depression probably is really just been given a name. It's just been
No,
even though
obviously
they've
the
given it a
feeling,
name,
the
they've
feeling,
given-
the
they've given it a
symptoms.
name.
Yeah.
They give it a
But
name.
alright then, so like you could be feeling one way, and I give you depression or antidepressants.
No, I don't believe
Well,
it.
I never
Exactly.
took them.
Bond
There
them.
you go. So it's
I've
like you
always
can't
known
put
that
depression
they're
for
no good.
everything.
No, not for
I've always
everything.
known they're no good, but I do think that was depression. In fact, I probably would even go as far as saying potentially that was like a breakdown. Because I never moved. I never went to work.
See, I've had the moments, yeah, and if we're gonna be brutally honest, yeah, I know these are my symptoms, yeah. When I know
It's all about she's all getting peak.
when it's getting peak, where, because firstly getting out of bed is one thing, and I know, all right then, you know anyway how you're feeling,
yeah,
but I'm
you
like,
do.
I gotta get up, not showering, yeah. I'm gonna keep it 100% real, yeah.
Nah, it's true. It's
Trust
part
me.
of it.
That's when I'm like,
didn't
you know,
get
you've
out
got
of
the
bed, I
energy
didn't
to have a
get in the
shower. Like, it's not like I don't
Yeah.
want a shower,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
It's not like,
yeah.
oh, I'm being nice, I
Yeah.
don't want one.
Yeah.
It's the energy for the
Yeah.
whole process.
Yeah.
Get changed,
Yeah.
shower, blow, dry,
Yeah.
cream. But
Yeah.
sometimes, fuck that.
I'm trying to think of a time when I wasn't showering.
Huh?
I mean, the only time I wasn't showering, I was out there, G.
That means
Same clothes
you've
every
never
day.
been there, and
I was
that's a
out
good
there.
thing.
That's a good thing.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
That's a good thing.
That's
And
a
you
good
know,
thing.
I think my whole thing, what I do all the time, I take too much on
Yeah.
all the time. I've only now recently slowed down and knowing my capabilities and stopping. Can't-
Why acknowledge it
I
though?
think that's important.
I think what I acknowledge more is
It's
I didn't.
important to know. You gotta listen to yourself when it's time to stop or when
To
it's,
just take
I think
time,
in my
yeah.
case it was time to leave. Do you know what I mean?
Double
The
down.
relationship that I was
Yeah,
in,
for real.
and whenever I was trying to leave, he's not allowing you to leave. It's like stalking. Do you know what I mean? Turned up at my house and hiding across the road and just turned up at my workplace, and then in the end I just didn't get out of my bed.
But that's,
It's
you know
hard.
what, coming back to the road, man, that's the rules when you're in a relationship. You're not allowed to leave till they say it's done.
No, because I've dated another road man and it wasn't that.
Yeah, but you
And I've dated one before that, and it wasn't that. When I left, yeah, I left, and I was allowed to leave. You know what I mean?
She didn't own you.
They didn't
So what
own
does that
me.
feel like to be owned and someone feels
That's
like that?
what I felt
What does
like.
that feel like?
I felt like
that
I was
would
a,
be-
like a prisoner. A prisoner.
You're owned, you know.
Yeah, it was mad. Like I've never experienced.
But then
anything
you
like
know
that
what the
in
funny
life.
thing is?
Never.
Again, mental health. Yeah, you know there's gonna be some girl that love that
I
feeling.
know.
That's
Love
what
it
it-
but hate it.
Do you know what?
Love it, but
Nah,
love it, bro.
because
think so?
nobody
They love it, but
stays
love
with
it.
that guy.
Do you know? Nah,
Nobody
you
stays
say
with
that.
him.
They love it, but love it.
Nah.
Nah, man. I don't.
Nah, everybody
what?
tries to get away. Trust
Oh,
me.
what from
everybody.
the specific
From
guy?
that specific
Okay,
guy.
that's the specific
because
guy. But
it's
then
it's going too far.
gone
There's
too
too
far,
much that
okay.
he's doing.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
As
It
you
makes
say,
you like
doing the
it makes
most.
you like literally miserable, so you don't want to be here. Like,
Okay.
and for me, yeah, I believe his behaviours are an indication of his mental health.
Yeah.
Although I think he's aware of what he's doing, I still think something up there is not right, and it's driving you to
That's
be that
that's
guy.
mental health.
How
Do you
was
know
he
what
when
I
you first met him?
Lovely.
When? All right, then. Can you? How many years was you in total?
For
And did you love him? Okay, did you love him to start with?
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When did it change? When was the shift?
It's very slow, like slow things, and I look back now and was like, duh, it's a red flag. Do you know what I mean? And I ignored it because things were so good. So it started off with things like telling you how to dress, but in a nice way. So if I had a shirt on and I'd have 3 buttons undone, he'd want you to do the buttons up. Or if you had a shirt on and you didn't have a bra on, he'd be upset that you haven't got a bra on. And then it would be, oh, it's not that I don't trust you. It's guys, and I know how guys are. I'm a guy. I know how they think. And So I'd be like, oh, all right then, and I would leave him to do. He would literally do my buttons up
So
for
that's
me.
a controlling
Yeah,
style.
but he would do it lovely, and then you get a kiss afterwards, and flirty,
yeah,
and then I've got to go, babe, and I'm gone, and I've left there feeling great, not realizing it's slowly, he's trying to change me. And then the next time, months down the line, he see me again with no bra on or a button down, he got angry about it. You know what I mean?
Told you about
Okay,
it.
And that's
right.
exactly what I said. Didn't I tell you? And
See, because I would have
I'm
said
like,
some,
"You're not
there's some man,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I was going to say there's some man that might do that, yeah. And I would say that it's not really an issue if they don't want, you get what I'm saying to you? But if you go back and it's I told you about it, then that's different.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because some men are like that, I think
Yeah.
some men just don't, and some men wouldn't do anything to tantalize females.
Well,
either.
with regards to like relationships and that, apart from the abusive and whatnot, I think part of the mental health is the not being able to control, if that makes sense. Because I've had to realise that we don't own anyone.
can't control
Yeah,
anyone.
I don't
nobody.
want to control
People
anyone.
don't do
I
what they're
don't
gonna
want to
do.
be controlled.
So
I want to be left
if
alone.
you got the opposite
That's
of
very
that
true,
thought
you know, on a
process,
simple format. That's, I think you're right.
What's that?
Because a lot of people do the control thing.
The
'cause
control, and it's mine. It's not. It's not your head, there's, you know.
Yeah.
Pussy's mine.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
he used to say that. He used to say that, but it wasn't just that. It was everything.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
you are mine, and it's like I'm not. If I'm
You ain't
gonna,
going
if I'm gonna
nowhere.
go fuck 20 people tomorrow, I'm gonna do it, and he would get mad. But I'm like,
Did you say that to him?
Yeah, I used to say, but I'm like, literally, there will be nothing you can do. Just like you sleep with other women, I've caught you. Like, I can't stop you. If you're
Double
gonna do it, you're gonna
standards,
do it. Do you know what I mean? But I think women do it as well, you know. So
No, they do.
we are
It
guilty
works
of
both
getting
ways.
with
It
men,
works both
right,
ways.
and wanting to change the man. Who do you think you are?
No.
Change who? Leave him. He
And
will change when he wants to change.
will.
And I've done it. I've wanted to get with a guy, and hopefully he'll change for me, and I'll do this. Nah,
It doesn't work. It won't work.
Easy
nah.
ways.
And that's what I was explaining to the
Get
female
with
that I
someone
was
that
talking
you're
to yesterday.
compatible with in the first
That's
place.
what you should do.
And even that in itself is a twisted thing to, I'm going to get with him and he'll change for me. What are you on about? What are you on about? Get with someone you're compatible with and be happy. Stop trying to change people.
Or what I believe is change yourself, and the world around you will change.
Exactly. Because that's what I did, and now
You'll find more
people
people
who
you
I've
can
dated before, I wouldn't
Never
look in their
thought,
direction. They've got nothing for me. We're so different. Why am I even with you? Like, it makes no sense. And I'm not saying that in like a nasty way, like I'm too good for them, because I'm not.
You just changed.
I've got an ex that he's my good friend now, and I love him to bits, but we're just friends. He's in jail now. But I wouldn't get with him because we're so different. What's the point in being with someone? You're
So now you
so
want the
different,
good
you can't gel. It's not. I want someone I'm compatible with. Is a better.
You know what I just
She
thought?
said
Which
she
is
ain't
deep.
compatible with a good guy.
I'm not compatible with my exes. I know that, and that's why we never ever worked out. We didn't work out. Didn't work out because we're so different. We're clashing on loads of things.
I just thought, I want to keep coming back onto the mental health side, But growing up, if all the good girls want the bad guys, by the time they realise the truth of the situation, all the good guys that they didn't want are taken. Yeah. So we get to a certain age now, and all the good guys are gone.
Yeah. That's something you have to live with. It's your choices, and that's one thing I think that people struggle to do is to take accountability. And I do. I take accountability. If I never meet anyone ever again and I'm single for the rest of my life, well, so be it. Because my decisions, led me to get with those guys. That's what. And
you ain't trying to settle.
And now I'm not looking to settle. And if all the good guys are taken, well, I'm never gonna be with someone that I know I'm not gonna make it with ever again. So just have to live with it.
So come back to the mental health, Why I was asking them questions is because I also believe everything is a choice. Everything that happens in our life, we have to take 100% responsibility for. Our choices can lead to mental health, you know. So therefore, we have to realize that we've put ourselves in this situation. So, like, to get up in the morning is a choice, whether you want to be happy or sad. No matter how you feel, we can override these feelings. That's what I believe, you know.
It's just a feeling.
If you feel you wake up feeling sad, and I say to you, "Oh, come on, it's a choice, man." And you say, "Oh, louder, I don't care. You don't know how I feel. You don't know who I am." And then I say, "All right, then, cool. Here's a winning lottery ticket." All of a sudden, you're happy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I think right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you can be so down. You can be so down that that's not gonna get you out of bed.
Yeah,
my son got me out of bed. He did.
And there are levels, but you see, a winning lottery ticket. If I said he's a £9 million lottery ticket,
that would mean something to me now.
that means you're getting out of bed.
When I was down and out, I doubt I would have moved.
But look at the
you could have said
choices that
anything
could
to
have
me.
given you.
You wouldn't even got through to me. How would you even got through the door? I would have missed that opportunity. I wouldn't
There
have
you
answered
go.
the phone. I
There
would
you
have,
go.
like, nothing would have got me out of bed. My son got me out of bed because he said something that made me know that he knew I was in a bad place. And I don't know why I thought it, but I thought I was hiding it.
Yeah,
I thought I was hiding
yeah,
it,
good
even
job.
though I didn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
I thought I was hiding it. And one
Kids know
day,
everything, man.
he begged me to get out of bed and walk with him to the bus stop. And I was like, no, this was 20 minutes of begging. I was like, all right, man. And then I got up and I went, and I hadn't been outside in, I don't know. And I walked him to the bus stop. And we sat down at the bus stop and he was like, oh, Mom, see, it's nice outside, isn't it? That's what he said, you know. And I thought, I couldn't believe that he knew. And then he got on the bus and I walked back home and I was crying and I thought, I gotta do
myself
something.
out, yeah.
I have to do something. I have to, because I'm not protecting him, not his emotions. I protected him from, like, the relationship, because he never seen anything, but he knew something was wrong. And for me, it was too much for me to do that to my son, to make him know that his mom's suffering, and obviously that's going to affect him emotionally. And I didn't want him worrying about me, and I didn't want him having to get his mom out of bed. It's supposed to be the other way around, like.
Come on, it's a tricky one, man.
He was that bad. I wasn't being a proper mom. You know what I mean? I couldn't. And that's why I think you should get the help, because it will change you, even the way you parent. Do you know what I mean? And I know there's probably loads of women out there and men who can relate to what I'm saying, and it's literally affecting you, your parenting. And it's affecting
your whole
children.
life,
It's
your
but your
finances,
life is your
everything.
children, because my finances in that day were a mess, but I didn't care. I didn't give a damn. I didn't, because I would have got up then. But what I did care about was the minute I thought, oh my God, my son knew, and he made me know by begging me to get outside and saying that comment. And it was a battle and a half. I tried the counselling and I did everything to get away from that guy, everything, and I got away in the end.
Good.
I did.
That deserves a round of applause.
Oh, don't start crying now.
And why I say that as well, because I know there's even if one woman's watching this thinking, I can't get away, they're gonna watch it and think, she got away, I can get away.
And she hasn't even said obviously what she really went through in it, so we know that.
Nah, but it was
he kept
rough.
it down.
I literally left in the middle of the night. I left
deep.
everything in the house and I was gone in the middle of the night.
Just left everything. Just wanted to get off.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, the same thing with this mental health thing. It's the same like with men that do these things, innit? Like,
No, I'm alright.
You sure?
are you sure? You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, because we're not cutting the camera.
Okay, give it a hug, man. Give it a hug.
I
Give it a hug. Give it a hug. Give it a
I
hug.
think if I was gonna cry right now,
You held it. He stopped you. He stopped during it. He paused you. He paused you.
You're gonna cry on camera, girl.
You gonna cry on camera, baby.
Okay.
He paused you. But yeah, you know the men that do these types of things, yeah, they're going through themselves, innit? A whole lot of mental health. And this is what I'm saying. The person I'm speaking to yesterday, obviously, I think that when he was growing up, I think he saw a lot of violence around him. Do you get me? So when he's reacting in his own relationships now, even though he's breaking free of that cycle, yeah, he still, well, he has in the past learned behavior in violence, and then he's done such a long time without getting violent that when he almost did, he felt disappointed in himself in it, because he's like, rah, I've been trying not to do this, but if a man was to get the help, he'd understand that, bro, like, this is because of what you've probably been through.
Yeah.
Why you're moving like this.
Yeah.
And once you understand that, then you can understand what, because you don't understand it's wrong. You get me? You don't really think it's wrong.
It's just an
and
action.
then you got brethren telling you, oh, don't take that from it. So you think that what you're doing is justified because the people you rate the most are telling you that your reaction to what's going on is all right. I love my brethren, innit? But when they get on the old putting their hands on the missus thing, I'm like, yo, bro, it's long. Do you get me? Like, I can't.
I do think there's mental health at play. Even my ex,
you get me?
And I don't speak to him. I haven't seen him, and I don't like him. However, I do believe there's mental health at play. I know it. I know it. However, I still believe he knows what he's doing, and so because you're hurting or because you're suffering, that does not mean.
I think you all do though.
You know what I mean? You can't make somebody else suffer because you're suffering. That's what's wrong. That's what I don't like.
I think they all do though, but you know the thing is,
think he needs help.
they know what they're doing. Everybody knows what they're doing, but just because of the whole mental health and because they know what they're doing, they don't really know another way. They don't understand the way.
Come back to the same thing. If you don't know better, you can't do better.
So you know, to say to them is like, you need to sit down and talk it out. Talk what? Because even a conversation won't make no sense.
Never spoke to someone in my life.
They say, who the fuck are you talking to?
Do you know what?
You can't talk to me like that.
I did seek to get him help. I did.
Yeah, but he's gonna want to have it as well.
He had this one.
He's got to want to have it.
So he done a few for me, do you know what I mean? To prove to me, and even was recording it with his phone to let me know that I'm doing it. And that's how I knew this is not, it wasn't about him, he done it for me, it wasn't serious.
He wasn't involved.
Because I don't think he believes that anything's wrong with him.
No, he doesn't believe nothing's wrong with him, yeah. And he don't believe, he doesn't know nothing's wrong with him, yeah. And also, he don't see how that's going to do anything. Do you get me? At the point when you start to say, you know, the only thing that people learn most of the time through seeing shit in it. So say if he was around someone else who's normal, right, and they seen him getting into beef, yeah, and he sees another man who he respects handling that beef, in a way that he calmly, and he sees the result of that, he might think. Cause the other day I didn't really rate someone that's good podcasting it, and I don't know if what the man did was righteous in terms of blow, but then he didn't call his brethren's name. He just said that his brethren come in flossing, tons and everything else, yeah. And he said, yo, like, but his missus called asking for some youth, for money for the youth. The brethren was like, oh, this, that, fucking this, that. And he's saying, bro, like, you need to go and get your priorities straight. So, he didn't really say the brethren's name, so maybe it's okay. But probably because he said it, his brethren realised, you know what? I'm moving a bit dead. There's no need in it. It's got to come from sometimes someone respectable. He probably go, fuck it. Well, he was saying that, wasn't he? Because obviously, fuck her, innit? And she's always wrong, but she might not always be wrong. And obviously, in the case of your ex, yeah, if everyone or the majority of the people that are around him perpetuate his BS and tell him, yeah, she can't talk to you like that or whatever, then it's that, innit?
He's definitely got enablers, and that's another thing.
That's a big thing. Enablers
Something's wrong with them as well. You can't sit there and condone or justify.
Yeah, people just do that.
Why your friend or cousin or brother is doing wrong. If it's wrong and you're harming people, it's wrong. I don't give a damn what he or she's done.
They need them to be doing wrong so they can stay right all the time, you know. You know
I don't know. I just know there was people around him that knew and they would justify and like enable his bad behaviour, which and then there were other people who he would hide it from.
Because then they're probably the people that tell him the truth, innit? Yeah. They're probably the people that tell him he's doing wrong. So this is the thing. So it's that mental health thing, innit? So.
And I think it's about
get help.
The hood, the community, because a lot of us has grown up. And there were violence in the home, whether it was to do with drugs or alcohol or it was just cool at the time. There was violence in the home. So I think for a lot of those people around him, it was normal for them as well. So when they were justifying it, I genuinely believe that for some of them, it's normal for them.
That's what they believe. And this is what I'm trying to say. I think a larger percentage,
what they believe. One person said, I'll give you the same advice that I would give to my daughter, fight him back. And that was a big woman. One of his people, that's what she said. And I was like,
fight him back.
You see how small I am? And then I was like, what kind of relationship is that? Even if I could beat him up, why would I want to have a relationship where we're fighting? Like, and I just thought,
because then what does that mean? So if you fight him back here, does that mean you just carry on then?
Exactly.
So then next week,
stay with this man and let's just fight.
Yeah.
So you just rolling out with black eyes and bruised up face.
That she said she would give to her daughter, and I thought, do you know what?
Well,
there's a lot of people where
it's mad.
Something's wrong upstairs for a lot of people.
It's mad.
And that's not me saying it in a nasty way. It's probably what you've seen and what you know.
It's like you
and
said
what
in
you've
it.
been through.
You had the help in it, and you asked someone. You said to your bridging to get the help. So it's not even like you're thinking that what they're saying is crazy because you're whatever. It's because you've gone through what you've gone through, and you know that no, this is not making sense. Do you get me? I would always say to people, whenever I'm giving anyone any kind, I'd say to you what I'd say to myself or I'd say to my son, and I ain't gonna tell any daughter of mine to fight back her man.
Any man on the
who's
planet
beating her. Mad. I'm gonna say first thing you get the fuck. And as a matter of fact, there's some shit I'm not gonna say, but also I'm gonna say you need to be out of there. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's not good.
Safety.
You get me? You need safety first, innit? Like not going in. And then when you punch him up now and he gets vexed, or you stab him and he gets vexed, and remember what's gonna happen then? I'll kill your next.
I just thought
it's a manslaughter thing next.
Exactly. Or you
kill him.
No.
And then mental health goes down again. No. So you know what it come down to? Because I think we got to wrap up shortly.
Now you have to come.
There you go. So I truly believe everyone's suffering with mental health.
Yeah. Everyone.
No
someone on the spectrum.
Everyone
on the spectrum.
There you go. It's just because the chemical balance here, if it just gets a little bit on one side, tips you over, you're done.
My counsellor told me that. He said that everyone in their lifetime will suffer from some form of mental health. And he said you should look at it like a cold, but it's your mind. So when your body is not feeling the best, we're okay saying, oh, I've got a cold. But when you're not feeling all right mentally, we're hiding it. We don't want no one to know. But he says everyone will get a cold, mental health at some point, and it might be just like a cold, a little bit of stress.
It might be like corona.
It might be like corona, where you've got depression. You might have a breakdown. Everyone experiences it, and so we shouldn't hide it. We shouldn't be ashamed, and we should talk about it. I'm not ashamed. I tell everyone now that I've done therapy. Everyone, I'll tell anyone. What do you think I'm doing on here? I do therapy. I've got a counsellor, and I love it. It's great.
And you know what?
Counsellor's got counselling.
I tell you what, counsellor got counselling.
Yeah,
You know what?
the
Yeah,
best thing I've ever done.
you go up a few what's it called? Notches on echelon. What do they call them?
Echelons.
Echelons.
Oh,
Yeah.
The more higher you go, the more they got them.
It's all
true,
about,
you know.
give me a number of your counsellor.
Yeah.
You get the door changing,
Yeah.
switching.
It's
Yeah.
true.
You get they're the millionaires.
Yeah, it's true.
You go to
See,
Hollywood right now,
They're
yeah.
managing their
Come
thing.
on,
innit? So they're
man.
managing.
You got financial advisor. What's the one? Not mental, just counselor basically.
Yeah,
innit?
yeah,
So you got your counselor, financial, your nutritionist,
Yeah.
your personal trainer.
Yeah.
All these things to create the perfect lifestyle. And why wouldn't you have that?
Why wouldn't
It's only
you?
because of lack of money. You come back to poverty again, where it's
You
like
gotta be strong.
gotta be strong.
But a lot of people don't know that sometimes the help is free.
Yeah.
And yes, there's
Oh,
a
it can be,
there's a
yeah,
shortage.
yeah, yeah.
So if you go to your GP, you might have to wait a bit for it. But there might be someone just there.
Do you know what
ready,
that might
available.
be?
Some
That
people
might-
don't know that it's free.
No.
That's
People go
mental health
online.
literacy, though, innit?
Yeah,
Because they're illiterate in.
Because
in
nobody
these-
talks
put a few,
about
put
it.
a few fingers underneath it.
I'll have to shout. I'll have to shout someone who knows.
But what I was gonna say
Yeah.
as well before we wrap up here. Shit. There's different type of counselors. Could be marriage counselling,
Yeah, there's different ones.
Relationship.
anger, relationship, child, personal PTSD, trauma, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever. I'd suggest it as well, man.
For a
Trust
lot
me.
of them, it's free.
I'm an advocate for
I don't know
counselling.
about the marriage one, but you
Was
can only
yours free?
try. Yeah, at first, but I didn't gel with them, so I paid privately for Otis. But he's brilliant. That's why I just stick to him.
And you can go through the church. You can go through
Put a
holy
link to
places.
Otis's thing there.
You can go to. You can go through. Let's say if you're on probation, if you're on benefits, whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You can
yeah.
go through loads.
You can literally go through your GP. I don't
Yeah.
know about the marriage one, but just try. Phone your GP. Tell him how you're feeling and see what they got. Some of it's free.
The help is out there.
You can even go on Google. There's Mind.
Someone told me, so
Mind.org.
we're gonna try to
That's
get some
free.
information because I did hear about a free thing, but you got to do an assessment. Yeah, but I can't remember what it is. But I'll get the link. Anything what we missed? Anything we missed? I'm sure we did.
Sure, we did. But
Big up Will Smith.
I'd just say, yeah, closing, personally, I always go last, but I'd say anybody watching this that's going through any form of anything, yeah, because happiness, we have to be all on the pursuit of happiness. That's all that matters to me. You can have money and not be happy. So, literally, on the pursuit to happiness, anything that's getting you down, communicate, man.
Yeah, do something about it.
That's it.
Just do something.
Don't live in silence.
Don't suffer in silence.
Don't suffer in silence, sorry.
Yeah, reach out, phone your GP, speak to your best friends, phone your mom,
And if
phone
you ain't
your
got one
dad,
of them, yeah,
phone your husband.
You can
to
speak to a
articles.
stranger,
You
you
can
know.
speak to a stranger.
What's that? Is it not Samaritans?
Samaritans,
Is it
yeah.
Samaritans?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
another one. There's
Yeah.
If you're
another
in
one.
prison, go get them listeners.
Yeah, they have, no, seriously, they have
For real, you know, for real.
They get, there's
For
help
real.
everywhere. You just have
And
to.
you'd be surprised, yeah,
go
your
for it.
guardian angel could be the shopkeeper. Could be anyone because people are there to people want to help, you know. If you ask anyone for help, they're rarely gonna say
I'll
no.
help anyone. I've had a
You
few.
heard it here.
Seriously,
Get on her Instagram.
the minute I
Yeah.
She'll
spoke
help ya.
out about what I'd been through and the fact that I'd gone to counselling, my inbox was full. And I would never mention names, it's confidential, but I helped loads of people, just gave them some guidance on
Signposting
what
and-
to do. And then every so
Signposting,
often
important.
I'd drop in and how you doing? How's
There
it
you
going?
go. And that's all it needs sometimes, you know. To even to know someone cares about you goes
Yeah,
a long
yeah,
way, you know.
yeah.
Like some elderly people, even.
You better rap it.
I'm repping it right now. But some elderly people, yeah, they don't get a visit from family, friends, no one in months.
You're off camera now. You know that.
Am I?
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
let me
get
in
over
the
here.
large one.
Slide over here. Slide through.
So, hope you like to enjoy that conversation. Please continue it in the comments below.
Comments, brother.
I'd like to thank our special guest who's been very open and honest today, which is all we ask for.
Thank you.
You know, thank my co-host Manny.
Bra.
And before I go, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're doing it for the love. Adios.
Bye.